Hey guys, Batman Marc. We're here again at Mezco. I'm Marc Rosenzweig, Batman Marc. We've got Gil behind the camera, and we're here with Pierre from Mezco for ActionFigureCollectors.com and Gotham Guardian Communications for Collect Something on Facebook. Here we are today going through the 112 Mezco line, and I'm going to turn it over to Pierre and let him take us through.
What's up, Marc? How you doing, guys? Very good, thank you.
Always a pleasure seeing you.
Thanks for coming.
Always. So we're going to start out on top here?
Yeah, we'll start on top. What you're seeing here is the first of our Marvel offerings. So we've got 3 different versions of Daredevil. We've got Shadowland, a regular version, and a retro version based on his first appearance in the comic.
I love the yellow and red.
Thank you.
That's one of my all-time favorites. I think Gil's too, actually.
Absolutely. Awesome. All about the vintage.
As with all of these projects, when we first start them, we try to game plan as many actual existing variant characters that we can.
Okay, so wait a minute. Say that again?
When it comes to all of these projects, we try to game plan as many existing variants as possible.
Okay, now there's an existing variant of Daredevil I don't see up here.
Well, we don't make all of them.
Well, why not? You just said you're trying to do
We want to give ourselves the opportunity where if some retailer says, oh, we'd love an exclusive, or an e-tailer, or one partner that we have, that we have one ready for them.
Okay, so is there a chance maybe the Netflix Daredevil in his black, costume could make an appearance before the actual real costume shows up?
I believe that movies and television aren't on the table right now. So right now we're concentrating on the MCU.
Got it. Okay.
May I ask what's the price of this wholesale?
I'm sorry, but we're in the middle of a video right now. If you'll forgive us, we'll be right back with you. But that's okay. You're on video now.
Say hi. You interrupted.
Say hello.
So now you got to be on camera.
That's all right.
All right. This is raw, guys.
This is all improv, guys. This is improv.
All right.
So continuing through with the MCU, we're going down here to the Captain America line. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. So you've got classic Cap on the left and modern Cap on the right, and again, 2 existing iconic variants of the same character.
In comic book form.
Right.
Even though it looks like the movie borrowed from
Ultimates.
The Ultimates.
Really.
Thank you. Okay.
And these are not 100% comic accurate. What we're doing across the board, even with the DC stuff, is doing sort of our take.
The 112 take, the Mezco 112 take.
Exactly. So it's not a straight up port of the comic version. It's sort of as realistic, as real world as we can get it.
Without actually becoming the figure.
Right. Well, I wanted to do, like, in my head, the classic Cap needs the pirate boots. In discussions and meetings, it was like, you can't have a superhero of this magnitude running into battle in pirate boots. It's not going to fly. We want real world. We want absolute, real world aesthetic. So he gets combat boots.
That works.
And we're towing that line across the board with these guys.
Okay. And now, do they come with the stands?
They will. They will.
Okay. So is this actual production ready?
No.
Okay, so these are still prototypes?
Everything here is prototype.
Gotcha. Go ahead.
Everything in here is prototype. There's some production stuff there. But
gotcha.
As we did with both the Dark Knight Returns Batman and the Judge Dredd figure, they'll all come with display bases that have a peg in them for the foot. And you can pop that peg out and put the long stand in for flying poses or jumping poses.
Which is absolutely phenomenal, and I thank you guys for doing that, because you got your ridiculous companies like Hasbro, Mattel, who don't make stands.
We don't talk bad.
I'm not talking bad. I'm not talking bad. I swear to God, I'm not talking bad. But I've been asking you guys to give me stands. Matty Collector did it for a little while, but they're not posable, guys. So I beg of you, please make us posable stands like Mezco has done. Yes. Okay. Going forward, as you were saying, with the DCU now.
Right. Well, we got Punisher first.
I'm sorry. Forgive me. Back to MCU.
So both an armored sort of modern Punisher and the classic Punisher. There's a third Punisher that we developed that's on display here. And across the board, what you're not seeing on display is all the accessories and extra gear that come with. So every character will have at least two heads, a bunch of different alternate hands.
Like you did with the Batman.
Exactly, weapons and accessories.
I mean, unbelievable.
We're aware that these are not cheap figures, so we want to make them seem like a good value. It's a $70 figure. I mean,
they are. I'll be honest with you.
For what they are, they are. But some people will buy a figure like this and not feel that. So we don't want to take any chances.
Well, they gotta want to take it out of the package. Damn it! These are toys, people. These are toys. You want to set them up and display them? Put them on your desk. Put them on your showcase. Put them on your bookcase. But pose them, display them. They're meant to be taken out of the box. Continue. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Just a little side rant.
So onto the DCU here, and again we're doing sort of our iconic take on these characters. Certain characters lend themselves well to being slightly retweaked or redone. Shazam is not one of those guys in my opinion. You got to go straight on classic with him, so that's what we've done. We also have Professor Zoom, Green Arrow, Flash, and Superman.
Now these are comic book related only, not TV licensed.
Correct.
So guys, keep that in mind. These are comic book versions of these iconic superheroes. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Pierre. I
No
just had to
problem.
chime in. Go ahead.
No problem. On the shelf below that is Dawn of Justice. So
this is your movie line.
This is movie, yes. We've got the mech suit Batman, who will have light up eyes in production.
Nice.
He does have a cloth suit under the armor, so it's in the.
Will the armor come off at any? Will parts of the armor come off?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not that they couldn't. I mean, it's more of a logistical thing.
Gotcha.
So he's built into the armor in certain ways where
Right.
it can't come off. Henry Cavill Superman and Ben Affleck Batman. We also have the Batmobile behind me, which we'll get to in a second.
Very good. And these come with the movie bases. Like
They'll come with the movie bases, but they'll come with the flying posts, so they can do jumping poses and flying poses. And
Excellent.
they'll again come with more accessories and alternate hands and extra heads.
Fantastic. All right, guys, we're moving over to the Batmobile now, as Pierre was just mentioning. Go ahead and run us through this one.
This monster is also over 2 feet long. It will have lights and sounds. The cockpit doors will open, and there's room inside the vehicle for 2 figures to sit side by side. It has
I'm sorry,
lights.
wait. Say that one more time. Two
112 figures will sit side by side in the cockpit.
I wonder who's going to be sitting with Batman.
Wonder Woman, of course. Or Lois Lane.
Whoa.
It will have light and sound features. So the wheels will turn. The headlights will light up. When you push a button, you'll hear cannon fire, and the muzzles will flash in the cannon. The exhaust port will have like a flamey-looking kind of thing in it.
Very cool.
Yeah, so we learned a lot of stuff doing the Judge Dredd Lawmaster, and we're applying a lot of that here, and sort of as we've done
For
with most
design
of our
or for actual production?
figures. For both. I mean, with every project we do, we learn something that we didn't know before that we're applying forward to the next
Got
figure.
it. Very good. All right. So now I want to just take us back over here to Judge Dredd again, because that's been out for a while, right?
It has been. So Judge Dredd was the second figure that we launched in 112. We started
Right.
with Dark Knight, and this is Judge Dredd.
Which everybody was laughing about after the fact, because they thought you guys were strict. Because Mez is such a huge Batman fan, they thought it was good that 112 was strictly going to be Batman, because that was the first intro to 112.
Right.
But as you've already shown us in the last showcase, you're doing everything. And I love that. And I think you guys have blown open the posable, going from I come from the Mego days. So when I see a 112 figure, all I think about is hanging on to that Adam West Batman figure I had, posing him on the Bat Cycle that I had, putting Robin in the sidecar, and zooming him down my playroom. I love this stuff. And so this harkens back to that, and you guys are awesome for doing that. And I just keep going, because this is phenomenal.
Just because you brought it up, what we're really aiming for was the 12-inch aesthetic in 6-inch form. But to your point of them being toys and reminiscing about Megos from back in the day, these guys are sturdy.
Right.
They're not flimsy action figures. They won't fall apart. And there's something gratifying about that we're actually making toys that you can play with.
Exactly. The Dark Knight version I have, it's on the shelf and it's out there for display. I just want to grab it up and start posing and playing with it all the time. But I have to work. I have a real job. So, but from the Judge Dredd, you've done 3 variants on this already now. Can you go into detail on them real quick?
Yeah, sure. So the regular retail release was the black version, which is on the left here in the cabinet. Then we did a New York Comic Con exclusive, which was black and white, which is on the other side.
Okay. When was that out?
That was out last year at New York Comic Con. So
Gotcha.
October last year.
Got it.
And then we're going to be doing a blue version of the Lawmaster, which is going to come with the blue Dredd. So in my head, that's the iconic Dredd figure.
Correct.
He's wearing
The blue, right.
So it'll come with the
Before sliced alone.
All right.
Give me a break. Okay.
So we're also we're showing those figures mostly because the Lawmaster's about to come out. It's coming out in about a month and a half.
Now this is right out of the freaking comic book. I love this.
Thank you.
This
and these are full production.
Yeah,
These have all
this
lights
is-
and sounds and all.
This is just dead on, and I want to see you guys do a version of Batman. And I know you guys don't want to stay stuck on Batman, but I have to go back to this because when they did the Batman Judge Dredd crossover,
Oh, I remember that.
if you could do the Bat vehicle for that thing, holy shit, that monster of a Bat vehicle was absolutely insane. But to do even the Batman from that line would be, just to put them side by side, would be awesome. But
I mean, that's
I
almost
digress.
the problem. I don't want to say it's a problem, but we started out with Dark Knight. We've got 2 more Batman figures here. We haven't even done our version of the DCU comic Batman, which is going to happen.
Right.
And there are so many other iconic Batman. Gotham by Gaslight. There's
Right.
iconic.
I can't wait to see you do something like that. That
I
would
would
be
love
awesome.
to, but again, it's like one of those things where
Licensing agreements. I know.
not only that, but it's like there's like maybe 7 versions of Batman I can think of off the top of my head that I want to do. But again, we don't want to be the company that only does Batman.
Right.
We've got a large
Although Mez would be extremely happy about that.
He would be. He would shut everything else down and do just that.
Just
but
Batman.
he's aware that there's an opportunity here to do it. No one else has done.
It's all about your fan appreciation, and that's what I love about Mezco in general. It's like you guys are like us. You're fans, and you make the toys. So I envy the shit out of you because your job is just. I'm sure it's not peaches and cream every day, but you get to eat your cake too. So I love that. I love that.
I have tough days. I have very stressful days. At the end of the day, I remind myself, I make toys. That's what I do for a living. I get to sit around. Not only do I play with them when they come in, but game planning ideas for projects that are upcoming. It's like a fanboy's dream. I grew up dreaming of doing what I'm doing, so I can't actually complain.
Amen to that.
I'm a lucky man.
All right, so let's turn around here and go to start up top. We've got the Star Trek lineup coming out in July this summer, and we've got in front of us. Go ahead, do the rundown for us.
All right, so both Spock and Sulu are up for pre-order right now. They're on the website for pre-sale. Kirk, I'm imagining, will probably be up in about a month or a month and a half. And again, what you're not seeing with these guys is the accessories and the alternate heads and hands that they'll come with, and they will come with those. Every figure also comes with the weight team belt, which you can see on Kirk. It's not very obtrusive, but it will holster the phaser. And around the back, you can actually see that it has the communicator in the pouch in the back. And if you take that communicator out, the top lid will actually flip open.
Literally opens up. That's awesome.
Same thing with the tricorder. The top panel on the tricorder will rotate open.
Very cool. Now let me ask you, on the Sulu figure, has George Takei been in by, or has he spoken to him at all? Or?
I have not seen him, but when we first got this prototype together in the office, I had great fantasies and dreams of him actually seeing it, and I hope it makes him happy, because I'm not only a huge Star Trek fan, but a huge Takei fan.
I got to be honest with you, I'm actually friends with him on Facebook, and if you're serious, I'll put you two together. I would love to see him see this.
Yeah, I would.
All right, so George, I'm going to be sending this video to you, so we're going to get a close-up of that figure. I need you to get a hold of my buddy here at Mezco. Pierre I'll get you Pierre's card if you private message me, and we'll take care of that. That'd be awesome. I would love for him to see that.
Absolutely.
No joke, that would be And then have him come to the Mezco offices when he's in New York next.
Dude,
man.
that would be. I would
love to do that. If I could hook you two up, I would love that. Just because you guys have always been good to us, and I want to see if I can help you guys in that way. So, did you get a close-ups on the Spock yet?
I did. We are closed up and closed
All right,
out.
so we're going to drop down here to the 2 variations on Frankenstein, Universal Monsters. Go ahead and run us through that, Pierre.
All right, so again, huge Universal Monsters fans in the office. What you're seeing here is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of that license. We're starting out with Frankenstein, 2 different color variations of black and white and color, obviously. Again, these guys will come with alternate heads, which you're seeing both of here. There's a closed mouth version and an open mouth Grimace. He also
Will both heads be available in both colors?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so. I'm not 100% positive, but I believe so. They also come with alternate hands. And again, we love Universal Monsters, so Wolfman, the Mummy, Bride of Frankenstein, all those characters are on the table. It goes back to just being a matter of when we can get to them.
Got it. Okay, very good. So as soon as we're done with this, we're going to spin around to the one of my all-time favorite cartoons, Space Ghost. And why don't you tell us a little bit about Space Ghost and Leap?
All right, so similar to Universal Monsters, this is, again, the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Hanna-Barbera characters. I personally am a huge fan of this universe.
Thank you, so am I.
Me too. This superhero universe is open to us, so we can do Mytor, we can do Herculoids, we can do Thundar, we can do Birdman. And I don't know that anyone's done that universe justice yet.
Okay, let me ask you a question, because we're staying with this. Is there a possibility of a Frankenstein Jr.? That was a little bit too cartoony.
You know, I don't know.
That would be. I mean, you'd have to create and do a Mezco version of him,
right?
Because you've got Frankenstein on this side, and it just. I laughed because in my head I'm picturing him, in the cartoon, and then stylized in almost a Frankenstein, Mezco version, with that little antenna coming out of the top of his head.
Of all the talks we've had about Hanna-Barbera, that hasn't come up. So I don't know if maybe we don't have rights to that. I'm not
that's
sure.
okay. But here's an idea, and research it. Look, you know me. I'm always throwing ideas at you guys.
Yes, you are.
I love that you guys don't poo-poo me and send me on my way. You guys literally just take what we tell you, not just me, but any of the collectible sites. Look, we're here to blog because we're toy fans too, just like you guys. And when we give you a suggestion, we run with it. Because we're going to go back over here as soon as we get a chance to go see Gigantor, because that was another anime that I grew up on. And I'm waiting for you, and I'm going to throw this out there as well. Kimba the White Lion. It's not your area of expertise yet, but I'm telling you, anime is huge, and nobody's done a Kimba yet recently. So, from the young one to the bigger one, I want to see Kimba in a few years.
Got a mental list going.
All right, cool. And you know you can call me on that shit, man, anytime. So we're going over here. We're going to start here on the far side first. Living Dead, dolls. So let's let the patrons move their way through. Good, Pierre, because I'm unfamiliar with this. I need you to just roll with it.
All right, we're going into our 18th year with Living Dead dolls, which is amazing. So this is series 31.
This is when Mez got started.
This is
his baby. No joke. I mean, literally his baby. He started with these, and I remember his showroom back in the day when he first came out. It was just him, this little boxy booth with black curtains and these dolls. And you said 18th year?
18th year, yeah.
Freaking amazing. I mean,
for every series that's been done, it's been Mez, Ed, and Damien creating every doll personally. They create the dolls, the backstories, they get the detailing and the outfits down. It's amazing to me that at least twice a year they're creating new dolls with new names and new backstories, and they're never repeating themselves.
Right, and everything gets retired. At the end of the line, it's done, and if you don't have it, you're shit out of luck.
Right.
Okay. So a nice slide down into that, I see the Chucky figures below it.
Yep.
So this just really complements what they did with the Living Dead or the Living Dead dolls to begin with. So go ahead and run us through this line.
I mean, we used to be, I don't want to say a majority horror-based company, but we used to do a lot of horror-based products. So I feel like this is sort of, we'll never stray too far away from this kind of stuff.
It pays homage to your Living Dead dolls.
Exactly. So what you're seeing obviously here is Chucky. We've got 5-inch figures, we've got the Halloween mask, 2-inch Mezits, and then stylized figures. We're also doing a Talking Tiffany. We did Talking Chucky in the past. We're doing obviously his bride. And then we're also doing a good guy Chucky. So it's the version of Chucky before he gets possessed and goes all bananas.
And then the bride of Chucky.
Yep. Talking again, like to pair up with the Talking Chuckies we've done previously.
And Jennifer Tilly played the voice of it, right?
Correct.
I was in love with Jennifer Tilly back in the day of the TV show. She did a TV show that was based like in the Carolinas or something, and I loved that show. And I can't even remember the name of it, and God only knows if it's even still out there.
You didn't love the show, you loved her.
I just loved her, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. She just was bodacious all the way through.
All
right, and then we move over to the extended Living Dead dolls, and you're actually doing Pinhead.
Right, we've done...
go ahead and give us the lowdown on this.
Licensed LDD in the past, and again, we're huge horror fans. We sort of planted our flag on horror way back in the day at Mezco. So we're doing a Pinhead LDD from the Hellraiser franchise. We're also doing Sam from Trick or Treat. And to continue the Hellraiser theme, we're doing 12-inch Hellraiser figures, as well as developing some 8-inch plush. We're also doing the Lament configuration, the cube from Hellraiser, as well as that in hanging dice form, because it was too hilarious not to do.
Oh, that's hysterical. Yeah. All right, we're going to have to put those in our Christine version. Okay. So the plush will be available in September.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Pinhead for October for Halloween.
Yep. Of course. Of course.
Absolutely. And then we're moving down here. What is this below? It's kind of Annabelle.
Yeah.
I'm totally at a loss here. I'm not a horror guy, so help us out.
Annabelle from the Annabelle franchise, which is basically a
horror movie.
A horror movie. It's a doll that doesn't do anything good for anyone.
So whoever possesses the doll winds up coming into some serious catastrophes.
Yes, bad things happen. So if you want bad things to happen, buy this doll.
There you go. Yeah, sorry, I'm very superstitious. I will not be anywhere near that doll.
I'm a little nervous right now.
Okay. Oh my God! Those eyes just moved. Oh my God! Ah! Okay, so we're moving over here on the top shelf. I can't believe that carrying forward, this is just perfect assimilation for you guys and taking on the Beetlejuice stuff.
Yep.
I love the cartoony stylized figure that you did that just captures the essence of Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice. And go ahead and tell us about this.
Right on. So we have a great history here at Mezco of doing stylized figures, and I hope doing them well. So of course we're doing a stylized Beetlejuice because if there's one character that lends himself to being stylized, it's absolutely Beetlejuice. We're also doing 2-inch Mezits as well as some 8-inch plush. And then below that, what you're seeing is the continuation of DC Mezits. So we've got the Tim Burton Batmobile from the '89 film.
Which is Gil's favorite
That's my
Batmobile.
Batman.
Because he's 20 years younger than me and doesn't know from the Adam West Batman. So of course I'm like, okay, I gotta have that one too now.
We're also doing
The movie line from the second
multi-pack,
movie,
yes, from Batman
Batman's
Returns, with Penguin and
Batman
Power. And then we're also doing multi-packs for Suicide Squad and for Dawn of Justice, which will both be out this summer.
Nice, very nice. And these are just continuing forward. Are you doing the keychain versions as well, or just the individual and the bulk packages?
As of right now, all I know of is the multi-packs, but we've done so many keychains and so successfully in the past that I imagine at least some of these.
It'll just morph into that eventually.
Yeah.
All right, and now we're going to drop down, and everybody's going to cream their pants that grew up in the 80s because this is phenomenal. I'm psyched to see this. I still have my little mini micro figure of Lion-O with the sword, and it keeps falling out of his hand. And I want to glue it in there, but if I glue it in there, then it loses its originality.
Right.
So it's just something that and Snarf, you couldn't have done a more better thing than to make him into a plush.
Awesome.
So go ahead and explain this.
All right, yeah. So what you're seeing here, really, the only new item on that shelf is the plush Snarf, which we're aiming to have out at San Diego, I believe. We've been trying to get Tiger out for the better part of a year or so, and it's been a little bit of an uphill battle. We're huge fans of Thundercats, so we're very excited to finally be getting him out. It was not for lack of trying. We'd love to do more Thundercats figures, but it's really going to depend on retail, what the market will support.
Okay, so it's not a licensing issue with you guys. It's actually price point, and if the consumer is going to gravitate towards it. It's a very specific niche. I mean, you gotta remember, this is early mid '80s. They've revamped Lion-O and Thundercats 3 or 4 times already, and it hasn't picked up yet, which surprises me.
The problem with any group ensemble cast, for a cartoon, is that retail gets the lead characters.
Right.
So they'll get, they understand Lion-O, they understand Mumra, they'll buy those yearly.
Or Pantera or any of the others.
Exactly. The further out you get, Chitara's, I love to. Gruen has always been my favorite character.
Okay.
Retail will never recognize him.
No.
They have no idea who he is.
Well, who put them out? Who put them out 3-4 years ago?
That was Bandai for the new cartoon.
And they sat on the shelves. Lion-O sold. Lion-O sold through.
I also don't think that cartoon hit like they thought it would.
No, it didn't, and that was the problem. So I can see you grabbing the 2 key characters and going forward with that.
I mean, if it was up to us, we'd do Wile E. Kit and Wile E. Cat. We'd do Jaga. We'd do Ghost Jaga.
Maybe you can do them in Mezco forms.
Possibly.
So you'll be able to get them out there, but they won't be full size to go with the. If somebody wanted the whole collection, there's no way they're going to be able to get these 12 inches in the whole line. It's just not going to happen. But going forward with that, I have to ask. I mean, from that same era, any chance of Silverhawks possibly coming through this way? The 2 lead characters from Silverhawks?
I don't want to say no, because anything's a possibility. We have had literally no discussions about it. I mean, internally as fans, I've absolutely.
Okay, so idea number 7,000. 251. Okay.
I would love to. I mean, I feel like that's the one brand left over from the 80s that hasn't been rebooted in any kind of way.
No, nobody has.
There's no product even.
Exactly.
So,
as a matter of fact, Hasbro repurposed the Hawk vehicle and made it into a Batman vehicle.
Oh, right.
During the 89, 90s lineup.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why Silverhawks is the. I've seen customs that are just absolutely beautiful. I've seen some fan art.
Oh,
posters.
unbelievable.
So I'd love, if it's not us, I'd love to see somebody do Silverhawks. But
Yeah,
we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
Well, we're working on it. Let's see what happens. Moving over to Kombat, the Mortal Kombat line. Why don't you run us through there?
Across the top shelf, what you're seeing is Series 1 and Series 2 of the 6-inch figures, which are both out now at retail. Great project to work on. The characters are just great looking. They've got so much detail in them.
And you can't ever do enough of Mortal Kombat.
Thank you.
It's always out there. It's proliferated all age groups.
Yep.
The video games are nonstop, and they just keep getting crazier and crazier.
I put my childhood fortune into the Mortal Kombat video games.
I believe it. I believe it.
Quarter after
So
quarter.
if your kids can't go to college, I'll tell them why.
That's why.
All right.
Sorry, kids.
So then
But their
we move
dads
down.
are Mortal Kombat experts.
I can
There
play
you go.
like nobody else.
And so these are not quite scale of the G.I. Joe line, but they're close.
The modern Joes are close to the 4-inch.
Oh, are they?
Then
Well, they're
much-
3 3/4, but some of them heads are a little taller.
Exactly. So
They do.
our 4-inch Mortal Kombat are relatively in scale with those guys. Those will be out this summer. Same thing for the 2-inch Mezes. Those are out in August.
Okay.
The bobbleheads are out now, and the 12-inch figures and the plush on the shelf below that are also out now.
Okay, so we're going to drop down to those as soon as we're done showing you guys the bobbleheads, and then you'll see the plush. And those are actual production pieces right there?
Those are
being-
production. Yep,
those are
out
at retail
so,
now.
Yeah. And the 12-inch figures are fully articulated.
Oh, really?
once you
Nice.
get to those. It doesn't
good.
look like they have a lot of articulation, but they do. They have ball jointed shoulders, twists at the elbow and the wrists. The heads are articulated.
So you could actually put them into posing against each other.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
have a nice little display going.
Absolutely. And then below that is our
What's up, Doc?
our Bugs Bunny figure, which we teased last year at near Comic-Con. This is production, so we're getting closer and closer to release.
Excellent. And it's going to be that tall, 24 inches?
24 inches articulated, so it's got ball jointed neck, shoulders, it's got twists at the wrists and the hips and ankles.
He doesn't want to rush through it, guys, so just hang in there. He's getting to it. He's got to finish the Mortal Kombat. Right, here we go.
I talk fast sometimes, yeah.
You and me both. That's all right. You had to see me go through the other booth. Look at he split. So you got him in the original classic. What was it, 61? No, 59?
Maybe.
I'm trying to remember the year. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. Forgive me.
It's definitely
My
that
history,
classic
my
version.
cartoon history is lapsing today. But that's what happens when you're an old fart like me. So that's right now. That's the only version of Bugs Bunny you guys are going to produce.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. And do you have any other Warner Brothers in the works?
In the works now. I mean, it's not for lack of being fans. I think this is almost a risk. Mez is a huge Bugs Bunny fan. It's like, how cool would it be to have X? So we make X, and then we have to see how well it sells before we can.
Well, as a
make it.
2 foot, it's blow molded plastic. Yeah, I'm taking.
It's, I believe it's Roto, actually.
Oh, really? Wow.
I
Okay.
believe it is. I'm
So
not-
Rotocast is actually pretty heavy. That's
It is.
a solid piece. So, but that'll make a nice display on somebody's desk or
Absolutely.
bookcase.
Yep.
And so Mez gets his wish. He gets his Bugs Bunny figure, and the collectors get something to hang on to,
Right.
which is nice.
And sometimes that's what it comes down to. Sometimes they're just
Exactly.
items that get made because they're too cool not to make.
Exactly.
And that's actually a perfect segue for
Into
Gigantor.
one of my favorites from the early animes of the early 60s is the Gigantor figure. And I love this. And I love the fact that you're doing all incantations and colors and streaming. So go ahead and tell us which is coming out where and who gets the exclusives.
All right. I don't know any of them, but what I can
okay.
tell you is he's 2 feet tall. He's also Roto, but he's super articulated. He's got ball joints at the ankles, the knees, the hips, the wrists, the elbows, and the shoulders. He's got a twist at the waist, and all the joints are ratcheted. So despite how heavy he is, and he is a monster, you can click him into position, and he'll hold a position.
And I'm looking at the different hand styles, and I'm noticing you've got open
Yep.
and closed and slicing, chop fist.
Right. So every figure will
Chop hand.
come with 3 sets of hands.
Excellent. Okay.
They'll both come with 2 grabbing hands, 2 sets of fists, and then the flying hands.
Now, one question I have to ask, because being the old diehard Gigantor fan I am, I want to have this thing flying in the air. Do you have any kind of bracketing system or stand for this yet? Because I notice it stands on its own in the showcase.
It does.
But is there anything you've come up with yet to actually have this thing flying in the air?
We don't have a stand or even a stand that's planned because if I open this up and gave it to you, it's substantial.
Okay, can we do that?
I can't actually open
Okay,
this.
no, that's cool.
So-
Look, I'm not gonna. You're the boss. You tell me you can't. But when I get mine,
Yeah.
I'll be able to
They're-
size it up, heaviness wise.
They're very heavy. So even if we decided we wanted to make a flying post, it would just require a kind of engineering that I don't think would be worth it at the end of the day.
Okay. Cost prohibitively.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
And this is the perfect project to explain one of those things that it's like, well, why are you guys making a 2-foot Gigantor? And it's like, why not? Who doesn't want a giant robot? It's awesome. That's why.
Absolutely.
Even if you're not
Absolutely.
a huge Gigantor fan, it's a huge robot.
It's
that's awesome.
huge.
So sometimes that's good enough for the reason for a project to get done.
God bless. You got it. You can do it. And that's what I love about Mezco in general is like you guys do what you want to do, and if it's within the realm of what the fan base is looking for, it just makes it all the more enticing.
Exactly.
Because you can turn it around, you'll make your money on it, but you know that you're also enabling fans like us to spend their fortunes on these wonderful toys. So at this point in time, guys, we're going to wrap it up. We've got other booths to catch, but I always love coming back here. Pierre, thank you so much again.
Anytime, Mark. Anytime.
This is Batman Marc for ActionFigureCollectors.com, Gotham Guardian Communications, and collect something on Facebook, guys. Check us out. We're out.